As the Christmas season approaches, there are so many traditions we look forward to, but one stands out, one that somehow gets more exciting and more vivid every year, and that's the tradition of the Santa Claus Parade.
As sure as the last colors of fall and the first frost nipping at your nose, the Santa Claus Parade is one of those traditions that kids and their parents count on year after year.
And this year is no exception, as thousands of families, old regulars and first-timers line the streets, awaiting the arrival of the 88th annual Santa Claus Parade.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Daw.
And I'm Faye Dance, and we're thrilled to be part of the tradition one more time.
Are we ever? You know, everybody who comes to the parade likes to return to their favorite spot, and this is ours, partly because it affords us a terrific view, but partly because we get to share it with our friends from Quebec, Chantal Roy and Jacques Auger.
They're the Faye and John for our Francophone audience who watch on CFTM in Montreal and the TVA network throughout Quebec.
Bonjour Chantal et Jacques et bienvenue à Toronto.
Bonjour John, bonjour Faye.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, merci pour votre invitation et joyeux Noël. Merry Christmas.
Merci.
Bienvenue. Another tradition we're glad to continue is the return of our Russian hosts, Herman Solomatin and Nelly Pietkova. They're reporting for Austin Kino TV Company, which broadcasts in Russia and the Commonwealth of Independent States.
Добрый день, welcome to the parade.
Добрый день, Faye. Добрый день, John. And welcome to Russian television. You'll be seen by millions of people in Russia, coast to coast. Welcome once again, and thank you for this invitation.
Spasiba. So nice to have you back.
Thank you.
We'd also like to say hello to viewers down under. Welcome to the 10 network in Australia and TV3 in New Zealand. It's great to have you as a part of Operation Santa Claus, and of course, people all across Canada can enjoy the parade thanks to the special network of TV stations.
And what a network it is. It includes UTV in Vancouver, CHBC in Kelowna, CITL in Lloydminster, CICT in Calgary, CITV in Edmonton, CFRE in Regina, CFSK in Saskatoon,
CKND in Winnipeg, CJBN in Kenora, CHFD in Thunder Bay, CJON in Newfoundland, MITV in the Maritimes, and the Global Television Network in Ontario.
And of course, Faye, our greetings are not complete until we say hello to that wonderful man, that nice man on the street, Sandy Hoyt. Sandy?
Hi Faye, hi John, hello all you Santa Claus fans everywhere. Well, here I am down in my same spot, and I love it down here. I get a down-to-earth view of the Santa Claus Parade, and I also get to meet some dedicated Santa Claus Parade fans. Well, I have Chad here, and I have Deanna here, and I have Mitchell here, and all their friends. Are you kids all excited about the Santa Claus Parade? Yes, we're all here, we're all excited, we're all ready for the Santa Claus Parade. So back to you, Faye and John.
Thanks, Sandy. You know, another tradition at this time of the year is sending a letter to Santa Claus. Have you sent yours yet, Faye?
I certainly did. In fact, I wanted to avoid the rush. But if you haven't sent your letter yet, here's where you can send it: to Santa Claus, care of the North Pole, and of course the postal code is HOHOHO, which is Ho Ho Ho, Canada.
And you know, some kids don't want to take any chances. They, in fact, bring their letters here to the parade and give them to the letter carriers.
Santa has hundreds of helpers who keep the parade running as efficiently as his workshop does. The parade marshal's job is to make sure that everyone enjoys the parade to the fullest, and they always come through.
And speaking of coming through, Faye, I see a gentleman who's come through for the parade for the past 12 years, Parade Director Peter Labette. See, there he is now. He works so hard to keep the parade running smoothly.
And I know he loves every minute of it. Thank you, Peter. Right now, Sandy's with another important member of the parade team. Sandy?
Well, thank you, Faye, and I'm with Parade Director Peter Beresford. Now, Peter, this must be the most exciting day of the year for you.
The most exciting day. I think this is going to be the biggest parade ever. I've just come from the front of the parade route. People are lined up 6 deep on the parade route. I'll bet there'll be more than 800,000 people watching the parade here in Toronto.
Yes, and all those people across the country, too, watching on television. Not only that, but around the world.
Around the world, indeed, Sandy. We're welcoming our viewers from Australia, from New Zealand, Russia, of course, and the Commonwealth states, and everyone in United States. Altogether, we estimate 250 million people are watching our parade today. That makes it the biggest parade ever. And to all of you, we want to say welcome. We hope you enjoy the parade.
Fantastic, Peter. Well, there you have it from a man who should know, our parade director, Peter Beresford. The parade's just about to get underway. Back to you, Faye and John.
Thank you, Sandy, and thanks also to the co-chairman of the parade, George Cohan and Ron Barbaro, along with parade directors Peter Labette, Ray Bickert, Irv Ungerman, Norm Jewison, and Peter Beresford.
As every return viewer knows, the Santa Claus Parade counts on the support of so many people to keep it going. Now, along with the float sponsors, there's also a group of celebrity clowns who deserve special credit. And these grown-up kids pay a $1,000 contribution to the parade, and in return, they get to dress up and walk the whole length of the parade route, and they love it.
And this year, Faye, there are more than 45 celebrity clowns, so theirs is a serious contribution. But as Sandy Hoyt knows, that's the only thing serious about these people. They're about to descend on him for the official start of the parade. Sandy?
Well, I'm never quite sure what will happen at this point in the parade. It would be the official opening. Now, usually when a ship is launched, someone will smash a bottle of champagne on the side of the ship. So we have a bottle here, and we have a couple of celebrity clowns, a couple of dignitaries here. We have George Cohan and Ron Barbaro, and these celebrity clowns now. On the count of five, we want to officially open the 1993 parade.
What's in there, Sandy?
Wait till you see.
Really?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Well, we are popping. We are ready for the 1993 Santa Claus Parade.
We were so thirsty.
Thanks, Sandy. And now that the parade has started, the mission of some of our finest is to keep it going. The participation of the Metro Toronto Police is key to the smooth running of the parade. They guide traffic around the parade route and help ensure the safety of all the people watching along the street.
You know, whenever there's a large celebration in the streets, the Metro Police play a big part in making sure everyone has a good time and gets home safely. We thank them for helping us maintain our reputation as a safe city. Thanks also to the people from the Metro Police Auxiliary Force who donate their time for today's parade.
Representing the Metro Toronto Police Force in the parade is the kids' favorite, Blinky the Talking Police Car. And he travels to communities and reminds kids about traffic safety rules.
Well, like the tradition of setting milk and cookies out for Santa, the annual celebration is back in spectacular style.
Coming up, we can expect the most fabulous floats, colorful costumes, and marvelous music. That's the tradition of the parade, but there's one more tradition we have to perform, and that is to thank all of the wonderful people who make sure this parade comes back year after year.
So let's take a moment to salute the people responsible for the arrival of the 1993 Santa Claus Parade.
A child's dream. It takes on a special meaning this time of year. And it takes special, caring companies to make their dreams come true, to make the Santa Claus Parade a reality. We'd like to take this moment to say thank you to each and every one of our generous sponsors for making this Christmas tradition possible. The Santa Claus Parade. It means a lot to the young and to those of us who are young at heart. It means a dream come true.
We're back at the 88th Annual Santa Claus Parade.
And so is the Toronto Mounted Police Unit. Every year they make their march past, impressing us with their stateliness and calm control.
There's nothing like the sight of police officers patrolling the parks and streets on horseback.
You'll notice all those wonderful flags waving in behind. You know, Faye, this parade is a celebration of the senses, both sight and sound, and this is one of the richest sounds. Our very first marching band, the Metro Police Pipe Band.
And they've been a part of the parade for years, playing Christmas songs along the parade route with their distinctive sound.
And you don't have to be a Scot to appreciate the sound of a pipe band. It's infectious.
Following the band is the Metro Toronto Police Force Marching Unit, made up of both uniformed civilian members and police officers who wear the ceremonial dress.
Isn't that right? You know that marching unit was formed specifically for parades like this one, Faye.
This color party is a proud display of flags from all 10 provinces, the Northwest Territories and the Yukon.
And they're being displayed proudly by members of the Boy Scouts and Girl Guides of Canada. We couldn't have a better day to see those flags waving in the breeze. Isn't it
glorious day. John, we've seen our first clowns and we've heard our first band, and now here it is, what we've all been waiting for, our first float. And of course, it's another Santa Claus parade tradition to begin the parade with the arrival of Mother Goose.
And the float comes to us from a first-time sponsor of the parade, the IBM Personal Computer Company. We'd like to send them a personal thank you for joining our celebration this year.
Mother Goose's story has a Canadian twist to it this year. She's chosen to ride into town on a giant Canada goose.
And it's not just any giant Canada goose. Let me tell you, it's beautiful. It's black, brown, and gold. It's a giant Canada goose.
And obviously, he's quite proud of himself. You can hear he's honking his own horn.
Notice there's some hitchhikers there. The Canada Goose has some hitchhikers. Nursery rhyme favorites, you know. Listen, do you hear that honky? There we go.
Many Mother Goose rhymes feature these young ladies. They're milkmaids and they're looking quite lovely in their bright orange dresses.
Aren't they just? And more Mother Goose favorites. These are the Kingsmen Escorts.
And they're looking quite regal in their purple and gold outfits.
Well, now here's a band that gives us two for the price of one. The Queen's Band brings together a pipe band and a brass band.
They play a big part in promoting their university teams. In fact, last year, John, they supported their football team all the way to the Vanier Cup.
Well, with that kind of musical enthusiasm, I'm not at all surprised. Let's listen.
Who want to brush up on their Mother Goose stories. They are each carrying their own book of rhymes.
I guess with those books, they can make a rhyme any old time.
And apparently so can you, John.
Well, when you talk about traditional Mother Goose rhymes, they don't come much grander than this one. Mary Had a Little Lamb.
And it's here in the parade thanks to another traditional supporter, the Prudential Insurance Company of America. We thank them for ensuring a good time for all of us at the parade each year.
Well, we've never seen Mary and her lamb brought to life like this before. You know, you've got Mary walking with her books under her arm, and there behind her, happily following her home from school, is her not-so-little lamb. You hear that?
And this is one of the things the Santa Claus Parade is famous for, delighting kids with these larger-than-life nursery rhyme characters. For us, it's like seeing old friends again.
It sure is. Isn't it just? Look at that. Tiny Lambs, are they not having a good time?
Right now, we'd like to welcome back some old friends, the Lindsay Kinsman Band.
This is a special year for them in many ways, Faye. Along with joining our parade, they also won the Kiwanis Festival, and they're celebrating their 40th anniversary.
That's right. In fact, they're holding a reunion in the spring for all their former members.
Well, congratulations, and I hope we can also count on their return next year. They sound terrific. You do if you're on a ship that was raided by pirate mice.
Oh, I'd hope the captain was a cat.
Hear, hear. Well, here comes a ship being captained by a duck, of all things. It must be from the rhyme, I saw a ship a-sailing.
That's exactly what it is, John, and we can thank the people at Canada Post Corporation for keeping the parade afloat again this year.
And what a ship this is. Just as we may remember in the rhyme, it's a beautiful golden vessel with Captain Duck standing proudly at the bow with a telescope under his wing and a proper captain's hat. And of course, he's quacking to all the people on the street.
And the crew is totally made up of mice who are obviously great sailors. They're keeping this parade and this ship on a steady course along the route.
I'd like to see what this ship looks like from Sandy's viewpoint. Are you there, Sandy?
I am right here. Ahoy, matey! Everything looks ship-shape from where we sit. Everyone on an even keel. All hands would be on deck today, except it's too cold, so all hands are in mittens like these. I have Matthew and Nicholas with me. This is Nicholas, this is Matthew, and they're twins. And you have a granny watching today, right, Nicholas? Where's she live? Newfoundland.
No.
Well, you have one living in Newfoundland, you told me, and one in Chicago. So,
Chicago.
Yeah, a nanny and a granny, and grandpa, granny, everyone. Hello from all of us. Looks wonderful from where we sit. Let's go back to the bridge now to Faye and John.
Thanks, Sandy.
Coming up next is a band of distinction, the Seaforth and District High School All-Girls Marching Band, the only all-girls marching band in southwestern Ontario.
And they also have a distinctive sound, which has won them awards from Calgary to Florida.
They have a very busy schedule with plans for a trip to Myrtle Beach next spring.
Well, as the band plays on, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back with the 88th Annual Santa Claus Parade.
Don't miss a minute of it.
For this kid, it's more than a game. It's a dream. And it's about to be realized in the best game of hockey he's ever played. NHL Stanley Cup, only on Super Nintendo. Only Mode 7 graphics puts you right on the ice and in the middle of the most realistic action in video game hockey. NHL Stanley Cup, only on Super NES. It's the ultimate power play. System and game sold separately. Stanley Cup not included.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes presents Cornelius Rooster. Nothing gets you crowing in the morning like Kellogg's Corn Flakes, part of this complete breakfast.
Now, with Kellogg's, you can win great Nintendo games. Just check marked boxes for letters, spell Nintendo, and you can win a game cartridge instantly. Look for other Nintendo fun from Kellogg's.
We've asked these experts to tell us which is easier, getting into a boat or using the IBM PS1 personal computer. We'll also ask them to trade places.
I don't know if I can do this very well. And, yeah, there we go.
Okay, I think I got it now.
Here we are, boating. A very popular activity in North America.
Wow, these things are wobbly.
Yeah, they're a little tippy.
Hey, Silky, look!
Young man, have you seen this? Why, it's enough to put even me in the Christmas spirit.
What is it, sir? A newspaper?
Look at all these great gifts. And with Canadian Tire's guaranteed low prices, why, even I approve.
Is it a brochure?
No.
A magazine?
No. Here, have a look.
It's a flyer.
Look for the Canadian Tire Weekly Christmas Flyer. Canadian Tire lets you give like Santa and save like Scrooge.
We're back at the world's best-known Santa Claus parade, and here's one of the reasons: the world-famous upside-down clowns.
Originally created by the Santa Claus Parade here in the 1950s, they never failed to delight the crowds, aren't they?
And
son?
you.
And me. How did they do that?
I think it's in the hands. Talk about your well-known nursery rhymes. This is a classic. It's Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater.
And we'd like to thank a classic group of people who are well known for their generosity, especially at this time of year, the Canadian Tire Corporation.
This floating pumpkin patch is overflowing with oversized pumpkins, and as the old rhyme says, one of them is big enough for poor Peter's wife to live in. She's obviously enjoying her pumpkin shell home.
Boy, I hope none of those pumpkins fall off. You know, they might turn into squash.
That's your first bad line, John.
Okay, that's my last bad line. Can you believe how much orange we're seeing here today? It's wonderful, isn't it?
The brilliant sunshine, it looks even prettier.
They are sure having a lot of fun. I think those kids on the floats are having as much fun as we are. And look, here's another first-time band in the Santa Claus Parade. This is the Air Cadet League of Canada Composite Band.
Numbering nearly 100 with a color party of 20, this band is made up of young people between the ages of 12 and 18, and they play for many community parades around the Toronto area.
You know, when they're not being musical, the Air Cadets are taking advantage of a number of summer courses, including what I'm told, power and glider flying, survival instruction, and air traffic control.
Well, I just hope they guide themselves back here again next year.
Let's hope so. Well, here, look at these fellas are fresh off the farm, or should I say, here come some more fellows.
In case those bunnies get hungry, they're being followed by a group of farmers showing off their fall harvest.
Well, look, aren't they? Well, how do you keep them down on the farm? when they've seen the Santa Claus parade. Here comes Old MacDonald and his whole farm right out of the song.
And we'd like to sing the praises of its sponsor, Sears Canada. Once again, they've shown their generosity by supporting the parade.
Now look carefully at this, Faye. You're going to see this is just wonderful. This has been in the parade before, the theme, but nothing like this. We've got all the farm animals from the song. Look at the size of that turkey. Look, there's the rooster. There's the pig up front. Isn't that something?
And as usual, the creators of the Santa Claus Parade have captured the fun and the detail of one of our favorite sing-along songs. And speaking of sing-alongs, I think Sandy Hoyt's arranging one now. Sandy?
Well, Faye, we have been holding auditions down here with the Bleacher Bunch, and we've come up with the best singers of the Santa Claus Parade. And tell you what, kids, why don't we do this? Why don't we sing what the animals say on Old MacDonald's farm? I'll get Jesse back here to begin it.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, with a gobble gobble here and an oink oink there and a cock-a-doodle here and a chick chick there. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Any record companies watching today, we're ready for the studio, ready to record a hit record. Back to you, Faye and John.
Thank you, Sandy. A lot of talent down there.
I have a feeling I'm going to lose my job here, Faye. How about...
And here comes a float that's guaranteed to delight children everywhere. It's Pierre the French Poodle.
And he comes to the parade thanks to some people who are experts in delighting children in every flavor imaginable. Of course, I'm talking about the people at Baskin-Robbins Ice Cream.
Well, Pierre is a unique poodle. Aside from being larger than your standard poodle, he's also blue, as you can see.
And that doesn't mean he's sad. Just the opposite, in fact. He's happily looking at all the people, waving, wagging, I should say, his big blue tail. And listen, I think I hear a bilingual bark.
How many poodles can say they were in the Santa Claus Parade?
Not many, but I think you have to have a special color like this one.
Well, he's not blue from the cold, that's for sure. It's a beautiful day.
Well, we have another band, and this band is making its 5th appearance at the Santa Claus Parade. It's the Bachurin Band of the Ukrainian Youth Association.
Their name, Bachurin, comes from a city in Ukraine, which was once considered the heart of the nation.
You know, they've been together 26 years, and although their primary goal is to promote their Ukrainian heritage, they also play for many other events and festivals.
There's more music, more magic, and more marvelous floats, and of course Santa Claus himself. So stay tuned for more of the Santa Claus Parade.
We'll be back before you can say ho, ho, ho!
This is the perfect time to try my new Polaroid Captiva. Smile!
Hey, where's the picture?
There's no picture?
Did you see the picture come out? How can that be a Polaroid camera if there's no picture?
It doesn't look like a Polaroid camera.
It's not a Polaroid camera.
Introducing the new Polaroid Captiva. It's sleek, it's stylish. Its pocket-sized pictures stay in a special compartment till you take them out, so you're free to shoot and shoot.
Maybe if you shake it.
Yeah, shake the camera. The new Polaroid Captiva. The pictures stay in till you take them out.
Crazy Charlie was on the loose, but so was a maniac.
Lego Maniac!
Crazy Charlie was crazy to think he'd escape a Lego maniac.
Born to build!
You've just seen the Lego System Town Rescue Collection. Each set sold separately.
Throughout history, man has invented many devices to save time. Sooner or later, they all break down. But there's one time-saving device man didn't invent. Eggs. They only take a minute. They make you feel good just to serve them. And the more you break them, the better they work.
Throttle, Vinny, Moto. Biker mice on battle bikes with the firepower to stop the evil Plutarchians.
Catch this, Carbuncle!
Gets me every time.
Step his way, Exasius vermin!
No way, fist face.
Grease pedal, grease them! Grease this! Whoa!
Time to rock and ride.
Biker mice from Mars, bikes and figures. Each sold separately, new from Galoob.
Well, now here's a fabulous float called Fairyland.
And it comes to us from some fabulous people, new sponsors of the parade this year, Ford Motor Company of Canada, and we're glad they made the parade job one.
You know, Faye, this float takes us into a world we can only imagine, where butterflies are as big as airplanes, mushrooms as big as houses, and elves play with snails and caterpillars.
Well, it says a lot about the imagination of designer Alf Iannarelli that he could dream up this land, and it says a lot about the talent of his creative team that they could bring it to life.
It sure does come to life, too. Look at the expressions on their faces. Isn't it what? Do you know there are 22 elves waving to us from Fairyland? You'll never see anything like this. Not even the highest powered microscope can give us this kind of detail.
You know, another thing, John, you don't see is the people who are actually responsible for maneuvering these floats along the parade route, the Metro ambulance drivers who donate their time each year.
And they do a terrific job, as you'd expect.
In a parade full of favorite things, this is one of your favorites, John. The arrival of the North Toronto Collegiate Band.
It sure is true. I always get a thrill seeing the band from my old alma mater. You know, they're in their 44th year.
Well, you have good reason to feel proud, John. They look and they sound terrific.
We can thank student band leader Jocelyn Brown for that sound. How about those outfits? Garnet and gray, we used to call it. Now they call it red and gray with the black bibs. It's wonderful, isn't it?
In case you're wondering how far the parade walkers have to travel, it's a distance of 5.7 kilometers. However, the way these clowns drive their mini cars, I think it's about 3 times as long.
I'll say. And well, now here's something else I always look for. Clowns, clowns, and more clowns. These guys are very smart looking, aren't they? Do you know why they wear those colored suspenders?
I don't know, to match their outfits.
No, to hold their pants up.
That's two, John.
Sorry about that.
Well, if you like clowns, John, you're going to love our next float. Coming up right behind, here it is. It's a fun-filled float called Musical Clowns.
It sure is fun-filled, but we have to give a serious thank you to the folks who helped bring it to the parade, the people at Shoppers Drug Mart.
True to its name, this float is full of clowns and full of music. There's a big top tent literally overflowing with musical clowns, and in the center ring, there's a live clown band.
I'll say it is. I think I recognize them. That's the George Cash Band. They've been playing in the parade for 24 years. But I think this is the first time they've had a conductor who's also a clown, let me tell you.
Would that make him a clown-ductor?
I think it would. That's one for you. Nice to have George with us every year. A little bit of competition there as well. Lots more clowns. Lots more. There's always lots of clowns. They're in jumpsuits. There's roly-poly clowns, upside-down clowns. See the upside down? Look at this. More of them. Where do they come from? But hold on. What are all those goldfish doing with the clowns?
Well, I'm not sure, John. I think they're doing the crawl.
Oh, that's two. Oh, now rendering a whole new world. This is King Neptune's Undersea Kingdom.
And the King's appearance today comes to us thanks to some royalty in the financial kingdom, Canada's largest bank, one customer at a time, the Royal Bank.
Well, King Neptune should be very proud of his kingdom. Isn't it fabulous? There he is, sitting on his throne, surrounded by all his loyal undersea subjects.
And once again, the parade designers have outdone themselves. Those fish are actually floating along with King Neptune.
And what a collection of creatures alongside. Look, mermaids, seahorses. All those kids having such a terrific time. Now there is a mermaid who's better watch out. How about that
She's
smile?
having a good time.
Is she ever?
What a magical float.
Do I see it? Look at that right in the behind there. That looks like a giant octopus there. Oh, scary.
That's right, only at the Santa Claus Parade.
Once more, the animation. King Neptune looking at all the subjects, all the people.
Big treasure chest in there, brimming with gold and
And
jewels.
what color is the octopus with the smile on its face?
Oh, the brightest orange red I've ever seen.
There you go. Well, we leave the undersea world for a moment to listen to the music of the Cardinals Drum and Bugle Corps to be specific.
The bright red of their uniform certainly attracts attention, and so does their music under the baton of Tim DeGour. This is one of the best drum and bugle corps in the country, winning numerous awards throughout Canada and the States.
And it's their 25th anniversary. Congratulations. How does it sound down there in the streets, Sandy?
It sounds like we want to hear more. Down here having a great time with all these kids. Got David here. Hi, David. You having a good time?
Yeah.
Who are you waiting for today?
Santa.
I think I better put that to the whole crowd. We have a lot more to come, including, of course, the man himself. And you kids know who I mean, don't you? Who is it? Right, we'll be back with more of the 1993 Santa Claus Parade. So...
Don't go
away. Looks clear, Freddy. Okay. Ready, Eddie? Yeah! Let's go! Wow, Star Trek Deep Space Nine stampers. There's Odo, Kira, Quark, and the Cardassian. All four beautifully sculpted. One free in special Shreddies packs. Oops, ThinkPad not included. See you soon. Good, holy Shreddies.
From what we hear, the new Fisher-Price action games are a big hit with kids. With the pop and pinball, they make all the little critters pop up. And with the pop-up wackaroos, they have lots more fun knocking them down. With the new action-filled Fisher-Price action games, you never know where the fun will pop up next. Each sold separately, batteries not included.
Out of the prehistoric past, into the streets of New York.
Dinosaurs, quick! Holy smokes!
They've come to see the sights, shake things up, and save the city.
I am the master of fear.
They're in danger. We gotta save them. Steven Spielberg presents We're Back, a dinosaur story.
That's us.
Starts Friday, November 26th at theaters everywhere.
Can you read it to us again, Dad?
Well, we just read it last night.
Yeah, Dad, but it's Christmas Eve.
Oh, all right. But then it's straight to bed, okay?
Okay.
Modern black wall unit with center bar, $2.99.
It's that time of year again. Time for Leon's Ho Ho Hold the Payments event and their amazing Christmas catalog full of great furnishing ideas. Look for Leon's Christmas catalog coming soon to your home.
See, Virginia, there really is a Santa Fe Chesterfield.
Here come one of those floats that everyone's going to be talking about. This is Sally the Sea Serpent.
And she comes to the parade thanks to some wonderfully generous people. Toys R Us, and us are grateful.
Sally may be big, but she's not a serpent to fear. Look at the beautiful, shiny, and big toothy smile she's giving to everyone as she glides along the parade route.
Do you know something? You know, Sally has a few friends riding alongside, but you know, we may have solved one of the great mysteries. We might have solved the Loch Ness mystery or the Okanagan Lake mystery. You never know. You see those little boats along the side there? Down in Conception Bay, down in Blow Me Down, we call them Dory's back. They're hoping to catch something, those fishermen.
As long as they don't catch a cold.
Oh, not on a day like today. He's singing as he's going, I's the bay that builds the boat, and I's the bay that sails her.
You got your chance to sing, John.
I did.
Well, I have a few friends down here I think can help me with this today. We have a bit of a tongue twister, kids. All I want you to say is this. Repeat after me. See Sally, the sea serpent swims swiftly on the swirling sea. Could you do it all together?
See Sally,
the sea serpent swims swiftly on the swirling sea. Oh, that was great. That was wonderful, wonderful. So now it's back to you. Fawn and Jay. Jay and Fawn. Well, you know what I mean. Back
it's okay, Candy. We got you, Candy. Well, there we have it. Now, more clowns. My goodness, there are a lot of clowns in here this year. The clowns keep coming.
And they should today. And now here's a familiar sound. It's the sound of the Queen's York Rangers. And the reason they sound familiar is that this is the 18th straight year they've marched in the Santa Claus Parade.
And they're also one of Canada's oldest regiments, first commissioned in, 1756. Corps Director Leslie Kinch is so proud to be heading them today.
They've got another exciting year ahead of them. Along with their already busy schedule of performances and competitions, they are off to Scotland.
More clowns. They look like they're ready for the cold. They're dressed up in fake fur, but hold on. Why do you think they're carrying those bells?
That's easy, John. They're ringing in the new season.
Oh, how appropriate. I just can't believe how Vivian Black and the costume crew, the job they do every year. Look at, we've never seen anything quite spectacular like that before.
Absolutely beautiful.
Well, every year we see all kinds of youngsters at the parade, but this one takes the cake. It's called Special Delivery, and believe me, that's no understatement.
Neither is our thanks to the wonderful sponsor of this float, Toronto radio station CHFI FM 98, which also delivers Sandy Hoyt to us every morning.
Well, this baby, I'm telling you, this baby rhino gets so much, you know those, what everybody says along the side of the route here, they say, oh, look at the little baby rhino. But he's having a whale of a time. He's not so little. He's having a terrific time. This is one of the few repeat floats this year, and brought back by popular demand.
And of course, our rhino's too young to get here all by himself, so he arranged a special delivery with, who else? The stork. And the giant bird seems to be very proud of his delivery.
Well, now here's a band that's making his first appearance in the parade this year, and I'm sure they're going to make a big impression. This is the Attica Senior High School Band from Attica, New York.
Big is the operative word, John. The band numbers 170, and the color party adds another 45. Not surprisingly, big also describes their sound.
Naturally, they're well known in their home state of New York, but they're also regular visitors to the Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario Oktoberfest.
We're delighted to welcome them to our parade.
Cross-border cooperation is just wonderful. What a sight.
What a sound.
Another group of clowns. This time it's 21 clowns. That's great.
Why is that, John?
could get them all to wave at once, we'd have a 21 clown salute. Oh, is that 3 or 4?
3.
Spirits are high this year. Everybody's in great spirits.
Now we're really going back in time, way back to the time when dinosaurs ruled the earth.
This float is called Dinosaur Express, and we'd like to express our thanks to the sponsors of the float, our friends at Zurich, Canada.
Al Pianarelli and his designers really let their imagination run wild with this one. Instead of a locomotive, this prehistoric train is being pulled by a giant dinosaur.
And he doesn't seem to mind at all. I'll tell you, the cave people there, look, he's smiling quite happily, as are all those cave people riding in behind. It's made out of stone. He must be a very strong dinosaur with the stone train and all those people.
And if you can see it there, we've got a few other dinosaurs around the train. I wonder if there are any dinosaur experts here who know what kind they are. Now, Sandy, you wouldn't happen to know any dinosaur experts, would you?
Yes, we have a couple of experts right here, as a matter of fact. I have Kathleen and Jennifer. Okay, now, Kathleen, what do you think that dinosaur was called?
I think one of them's a Santosaurus.
A Santosaurus. I know there's a Frankosaurus and Rex. And what about you?
I think it's a Sandysaurus.
A Sandysaurus?
Yeah, it kind of looks like you.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Anything else you want to know, Faye and John, just ask.
Thanks, Sandy. You know, it's just a baby dinosaur. Just a young one, Sandy. Well, you know, one thing they didn't have in prehistoric times was marching bands. And it's so nice to be here today to hear the Variety Village Band.
Now, they've been together, John, since 1984. They present a unique sound and a unique sight. This is the only band in the world to boast a wheelchair athlete color guard.
Isn't it wonderful? They played in front of Princess Margaret, Princess Anne. You know, they've been conducted by Henry Mancini, of all people. And there's their mascot, CK, a beautiful champion Newfoundland dog.
This is the 88th annual Santa Claus Parade, and as we've all been seeing, it's bigger, brighter, and better than ever before.
And not only that, it's not over yet, not by a long shot. So come right back.
A child's dream. It takes on a special meaning this time of year. And it takes special, caring companies to make their dreams come true, to make the Santa Claus Parade a reality. We'd like to take this moment to say thank you to each and every one of our generous sponsors for making this Christmas tradition possible. The Santa Claus Parade. It means a lot to the young and to those of us who are young at heart. It means a dream come true.
I love to watch them play. They're in a world quite of their own. But when they become ill, I give them children's Tylenol. I trust it to bring down the fever, to make them feel better quicker, so they can get on with doing what kids do best. Children's Tylenol. you'll all feel better.
Join the New York City Ballet with Darcy Kistler, Damian Witzel, Kira Nichols, Bart Robinson Cook, Macaulay Culkin, and introducing Jessica Lynn Cohen in George Balanchine's The Nutcracker.
Starts Friday, November 26th at a theater near you.
It's a smiling face. It's a gift, an embrace. It's nuts fire roasted and coconut toasted. It's butter and milk. It's chocolate like silk. It's your feelings best told when you give pot of gold. The gift that's wrapped in a rainbow.
Join the New York City Ballet with Darcy Kistler, Damian Witzel, Kira Nichols, Bart Robinson Cook, Macaulay Culkin, and introducing Jessica Lynn Cohen in George Balanchine's The Nutcracker.
Starts Friday, November 26th at a theater near you.
We're back at the Santa Claus Parade and getting ready for the arrival of the man of the hour, Santa Claus himself. Any sign of him yet, Faye and John?
Sign of Santa, Sandy, but I do see some happy-looking fellas. They're dancing bears.
Well, now, as always, the Santa Claus Parade is up on the latest popular trends, capturing the most current popularity of Topiary Gardens. This float's called Topiary Fun.
And it comes as no surprise that it's sponsored by another group that specializes in responding to popular trends. The wonderful people at Paramount, Canada's Wonderland.
Look at the size of this Topiary Garden. The giant seal. Did you see that seal out front? Look at the size of that, balancing a ball in its nose. There's a penguin on the swing. And at the back, there's a merry-go-round. Look at that. And everything is made from shrubs. Can you believe it?
And look at all the flower costumes, complete with their own flower pots. They're super.
Well, it proves what I always say. When it comes to creativity, the Santa Claus Parade never hedges.
Here's someone who must be delighted with the Topiary float. She's the Flower Princess, here to give it her royal approval. Surrounding her are 6 carnation escorts and 6 pansy escorts. Some of them are no doubt related to the ones we saw on the float.
Oh, lovely. Well, from Valleyfield, Quebec, here comes the Princess Band, made up of 35 members between the ages of 7 and 21. They've performed in more than 500 parades and competitions since they were founded 10 years ago.
This is the 5th year they've returned to play for us in the Santa Claus Parade, and as you can hear, the crowds always appreciate their arrival.
What's this? There's a wild bunch that looks like coyotes and bunny rabbits.
11 bunny rabbits, so I guess we missed an even dozen by a hair, right?
We sure did. Is that 4 or 5 now, Faye?
Galloping along the parade route, here comes our next float. It's called La Grange au Latin, and it's a real winner.
Of course it is. That's because it's sponsored by a group of winners, the World Series champion Toronto Blue Jays. We thank them for their support of the parade and for their brilliant season.
This float is so real, you can feel the motion of that galloping horse and the wind. Enjoying the ride are the 2 elves from the story, where with the grandfather and his grandchildren watching on.
Well, the story is about an old man and his grandchildren who discover that these elves are sneaking into the barn at night, stealing his old mare, and taking her for a long gallop, all night long. So this float actually recreates the magic of that moonlit ride. La Grange au Latin. Fun story. Well, following that proud galloping horse, appropriately enough, is a proud group of Mustangs, the University of Western Ontario Mustang Marching Band.
Under the leadership of Greg Mainprize, the 50 members of the band make an impressive entrance.
You know, they've been around 55 years, providing music and pumping up enthusiasm for the football and basketball teams for the University of Western Ontario.
Well, with cheerleaders like this, I'll bet their teams are pretty successful.
They sure are. Approaching, the colors of autumn are just a brilliant memory until the Autumn Glory Princess arrives. And look at that. Glorious fall colors.
Accompanied by 12 autumn leaf escorts, the princess is resplendent in orange, gold, and green leaves. With this float, the Santa Claus Parade has struck gold, literally.
It's called Gold Mining Days, and we can thank the nice people at McDonald's Restaurants of Canada for digging deep and helping the golden moments continue year after year.
The gold miner in this scene is a big wolf, and look at all the gold he's discovered, but he's having a little disagreement with his burro, who apparently doesn't feel like lugging the heavy gold to town.
Well, it's really a battle of wills, isn't it? The wolf is tugging on the rope and with all his might, but that donkey just isn't budging. You know, he just knows that the price of gold is rising. That's why.
Well, maybe the wolf needs a little encouragement closer to the action. What do you think, Sandy? Can you help the wolf with his dilemma?
We'll give it a try here. I have Jennifer and friends here on the stands. Hi there, Jennifer.
Stephanie.
Oh, it's Stephanie? Where did Jennifer go? Anyway, let's get this donkey moving. Giddy up, donkey.
Thanks for trying, Sandy.
I don't know. It's not moving much. Maybe if we tell the donkey Santa's on his way, he'll move. Back to you, Van John.
Thanks for trying, Sandy.
Well, here's a band that has an avid following each year at the parade. This is the Ontario Masked Accordion Band.
Two groups have come together to create this band, the Ulster Accordion Band of Toronto and the Lion Rampant Accordion Band of Kitchener-Waterloo.
They first united for the parade 3 years ago, and since then they performed at Disney World and the Orange Bowl. They certainly create a delightful sound.
Everything about the parade is magical, of course, but this float has its own special brand. It's called Magic Carpet Ride.
And we can thank the people at Hallmark Cards Canada for keeping the magic of the parade alive.
Direct from the Arabian Night stories, this magic carpet comes complete with a few Aladdin types and a very happy-looking camel. They're all dressed up for the occasion.
And that's no ordinary magic carpet they're riding on either, Faye. It's very ornate. Look at that. What color is the camel, Faye?
Was this a color test? Bright orange.
There
Only
you
the
go.
Santa Claus Parade Committee could put together, right?
And look at that magic carpet. Look at, see that little fringe?
Well, I know.
Flapping in the breeze?
Well, when you travel in the Santa Claus Parade, you get fringe benefits.
Exactly.
That's one of them.
Exactly.
Really good.
I would say orange is the color this year.
Last year, John, we had 750,000 people line Toronto streets, and this year, I know it's more.
We have some Arabian girls here.
Well, the Arabian theme continues with a group of Arabian girls and boys, and once again, look at the brilliant colors of their outfits.
Well, more credit to Vivian Black and her costume crew. Yet another band. This band is joining the parade for the first time this year. It's the Banda Senhor Santa Cristo of Toronto.
Established in 1966, this was the first Portuguese marching band in Canada and has grown over the years to 54 players and a color party of 70.
Well, we're delighted they could add their blend of music to the parade, and we hope this will be the first of many exciting appearances at the Santa Claus Parade.
stronger every second.
And you know why?
Well, because we're getting closer to you-know-who.
Everybody knows who, Santa Claus.
That's right, so don't go away. We'll be right back after you-know-what.
Short break.
You're right again.
You can see these new movies at theaters and head for McDonald's, where you can pick up the original videos, The Addams Family or Wayne's World. Just $6.99 each, with any pizza, large sandwich, or extra value meal.
Cool.
Then there's the children's classic Charlotte's Web and Ghost, also $6.99 each with any large sandwich, pizza, or extra value meal.
I was not aware of that.
But hurry before they're gone. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Stop! Stop, evildoers!
Introducing super stretching superhero Stretch Armstrong. Yes, Stretch Armstrong. Now stretching fun as far as it'll go. He bends, he stretches, he even ties in knots, but always returns to his original shape.
How's he do that?
He's been doing that since he was a kid. Stretchable Stretch Armstrong from TG Toys.
We asked Emma Claire how long she could skip. Okay, Emma. Emma, you can stop now. We've got cookies. We've got milk.
Sighting at 12 o'clock, and nobody beats a bee to the taste of nuts and honey. I'll race you!
The honey nutty taste of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Now you can send in 4 UBC codes from Honey Nut Cheerios and get a pair of these cool glow-in-the-dark boxers free. They look great in the light, too. And check out the Honey Nut Bee. I figure 3 days tops, my sister borrows them and I never see them again.
Welcome back to the 1993 Santa Claus Parade, where you can't even blink for a second because you might miss something fantastic. And in case you do blink, well, Faye and John, they'll fill you in on what's going on in this 1993 Santa Claus Parade. Up to you.
Oh, this is the Firebird. Boy, I'll tell you, this is the Firebird float. Isn't that exciting? We'd like to thank the people at Mattel Canada for their warmth and generosity in supporting the parade again this year. This is the float based on that wonderful Russian story.
And look at the vibrant colors on this float. The Firebird is bright orange, and its tail literally turns into flames at its tips.
Well, here we have the float. You know, there's the wolf who plays prominently in the story. This is quite a complicated story, but it's very exciting. There's golden horses, a good prince, Ivan, and his 2 mean brothers. And there's a Princess Helena and people from the village. There you're seeing some of them there. Quite a wonderful float. Firebird in all its glory. Well, from Caledonia, New York, here comes a very spirited band, Kelly's Heroes.
Under the leadership of Tim Kelly, this band has made a name for itself throughout the western New York area, having marched in many parades and played a variety of concerts in the community.
Boy, they sure get into the festive spirit with those hats, don't they? And, of course, their festival music.
Well, the excitement of the parade is contagious, as we all know, and Sandy's with some friends who have caught parade fever. Sandy?
Well, I guess so. Parade fever indeed. These kids are flushed with excitement. Give me your names, kids.
Aaron.
Ann.
Andrew.
Ann.
David.
And what's your name?
Christy.
And I can't forget you.
Tyler.
Tyler, who's this down here? Who are you? Kevin! I just found out it's Kevin! This is wonderful. The excitement builds at the 1993 Santa Claus Parade. The man of the hour is on his way.
Well, this is great, and as I mentioned, we've got a glimpse of the Christmas season with this float. It's called Christmas Sparkle.
And Christmas Sparkle is a perfect name for this float, Faye, and for its sponsor, Noma Industries. They've got a tradition of making Christmas sparkle with their Christmas products and their continued support of the parade.
Well, this is a wonderful Christmassy float that reflects the old-fashioned spirit of Christmas. And when we say it reflects, we really mean it. Look how the light bounces off those ornaments as they turn round and round.
How many people consider those their favorite Christmas ornaments? You know, you unwrap them, take them out of the basement every year, and hang them on the Christmas tree very carefully.
And look at all those beautiful Christmas trees.
They almost look like they're alive, don't they? I think they're just waving at me there. All right. Well, making their 8th appearance in the Santa Claus Parade is the Philippine Heritage Band. 100 players, 15 majorettes, and a color party of 18. What an impressive appearance.
Also impressive are their new uniforms, all white jackets and trousers with red accents. They've been very busy this past year representing Canada in numerous parades throughout the United States.
From the sounds of things, they've represented us quite well, Faye. Coming up here.
Well, they've obviously been here before. They know the parade is a barrel of fun all by itself.
They don't mind being out of water either, do they?
Not if, well, they're heading towards the lake.
Oh, that's true. They're attracted to the water. That's what it is. Well, now here's a float that represents one of the most distinctive things about Canadian winters, the winter birds.
These are the birds who brighten up our winters by staying with us instead of flying south. And we would like to thank the sponsors of this float, Coca-Cola Limited, for staying with us each year and making the parade a success.
And this floating bird feeder, which is what it is, it's gathered a flock of winter birds, including the blue jay, of course. There's a cardinal, there was a purple finch close by, a nuthatch. Canada's favorite bird out front, of course, the blue jay.
We're so proud.
That reminds me, I've got to fill up my feeder when I get back this afternoon. The winter birds need our help. Look at that cardinal. Really beautiful. Sandy, are you down there with us?
Absolutely, John. I've been doing some investigating, also known as snooping, and I have found an informant, and I'd like you to meet that person now. He is Happy the Clown, and he tells me he knows Santa's whereabouts. Isn't that true? Very true indeed, and I'm glad you put it that way. Now, can you tell us, Happy, exactly where is Santa right now at this moment? You mean he's that close? Isn't that wonderful? And he's enjoying himself? That's great. Wow. That's terrific. Well, Faye and John, we have heard from Happy the Clown. Santa is on his way. And I get it from Happy here that he's in a very happy mood, too.
Oh, look at that lovely outfit. Once again, the color is sensational. You can't say it enough how the costume crew under Vivian Black have done such a splendid job. Aren't they wonderful? Oh, wow. They know how to stay warm on a cool winter's day. They're from the north, so they're all dressed in parkas.
And I'm keeping warm in my parka. Actually, it's La Parka by Linda Lundstrom.
It looks marvelous.
Thank you. There's nothing more Canadian than a game of pickup hockey, and that's what we see on this float called Hockey Fun.
And we know as parents that there's nothing more Canadian than watching an outdoor game of hockey with a mug of Nestle's hot chocolate to keep you warm. It's absolutely fitting that they should be sponsoring this float.
Of course, these aren't your average everyday hockey players. These are all snow kids playing hockey, but they're enjoying it just as much as the kids we're used to seeing on ice.
You know, they're having a great time, Faye, but somehow I don't think they'll ever make it to the NHL.
Why not, John?
Well, I don't think they could last through the heat of competition. What's that, 6?
Definitely in the air. It's attracted these penguins all the way from their ice floes and some of their friends, the snowmen. Here's a band that will win you over with their music. They're the Kiwanis Cavalier Drum and Bugle Corps from Kitchener, Ontario, and they've been winning competitions all over North America for several years.
Boy, they get around. You know, they've been in 60 performances. They were in last year, World Championships in Jackson, Mississippi, and they're currently the Ontario Provincial Champions in the Class A Drum Corps.
Well, I think everyone here would agree they're Class A at the parade today.
Christmas music in the air, and that could only mean one thing, Faye.
Well, it means that Santa Claus is just around the corner.
And we'll be right back to welcome him to town here at the 1993 Santa Claus Parade.
Now, two can play the games of the Super NES Super Scope, Yoshi Safari, and Metal Combat Falcon's Revenge. So to prepare yourself, you might want to consider some basic training exercises.
Now you're playing with Superpower. System, Super Scope, game, and batteries, each sold separately.
Let's do that nested crunch thing again. Step right up here. There you go. Okay. Now, you know the bar.
Lovely.
It's a delicious blend of Nestle milk chocolate and crunchy Rice Crisps.
Mm. There you have it. Nestle Crunch really is scrumptious when it crunches. I used to cry.
Introducing Story Maker, the book that lets your child create a story by choosing a picture, then pushing a button.
A dog.
Till he hears what he's chosen.
Saw on the moon. A dog saw a goofy frog on the moon.
He can create over 10,000 little stories.
Mom sat on a fat cow in my spaghetti.
For hours and hours of learning fun. The Story Maker from C&C.
You claim to know Santa personally. Is this true?
Yes, I once guided his sleigh.
Leon's Ho Ho Hold the Payments event is better than ever.
Do you have any proof?
Yes, I can make my nose glow.
Get all the furniture you need and don't pay until July.
If you know Santa, what's his phone number?
I can't get this thing to shut off.
What is his phone number?
But Leon's Ho Ho Hold the Payments event won't hold on forever.
I don't think you're even a real reindeer.
They used to laugh, call me names.
You know, the Santa Claus Parade has made a tradition of delighting kids of all ages, and this float is right up front about it all. It's called Christmas Delights.
And it's brought to us by the wonderful people at Black's Cameras, who not only understand Christmas delights, they also preserve them by developing all those memorable Christmas photos.
And there are going to be a lot of memorable photos taken of this float, especially by the people who love Christmas sweets.
Well, I can hear my sweet tooth calling out for them. Along with the traditional Christmas cake, we also have giant gingerbread kids and a fountain of candy canes.
You know, I happen to have one in my pocket here for you, partner. Look at that.
Thank you.
You know, they talk about kids having visions of sugar plums dancing in their heads, but this Christmas, they'll have visions of this float dancing in their heads, I guarantee you. Isn't that pretty?
The sweets keep on coming, 4x4, and here are 16 more gingerbread people trimmed with delicious-looking icing.
Well, the Santa Claus Parade brings all kinds of people together. In this case, it's brought two bands together, the Royal Canadian Sea Cadet Corps Quinte Ships Band and the Royal Canadian Sea Cadet Corps Falkland Military Band.
The combined group is over 70 strong, and they perform in parades and military events, especially in and around the national capital.
And it's their second appearance in the parade, and we're happy to have them back.
John, now this float is amazing. This is Christmas, or Christmas.
Chris has found a unique way of distributing his Christmas gifts on a giant motorcycle. And he can thank Consumers Distributing for helping him make his rounds this year. Isn't that something?
According to the parade designers, this is the biggest motorcycle in the world. And by the looks of things, I'd say Chris must be the world's biggest moose.
Not only is he the biggest, he's the pinkest. Oh, it's so much fun. Every detail of that motorcycle is an exact replica of the real thing, right down to the white wall tires. You know, Charlie Pachter, the artist, would love this float. He loves mooses. Or moose. Well, I wish Chris could stay, but he can't. You know why?
Why is that?
He's got to vamoose. 7.
Well, clowns and jesters aren't necessarily a sign of Christmas, but as far as I'm concerned, they're a welcome sight any time of the year.
They keep coming. Talk about excitement. It's really building now, Faye. This float is called Santa's Toyland, and it shows us the place where children's Christmas wishes are fulfilled.
And we can thank the generous people at Campbell Soup Company for fulfilling our wishes by supporting the parade again this year.
What a wonderful, wonderfully detailed float.
Giant Jack-in-the-Box overseeing the whole operation. With all these helpers, I'd say they're going to be ready in time for Christmas.
Boy, I'll say, well, Santa's had quite a rough year this year. He's very busy, you know. Needs lots of help.
tension is mounting now. Once you see Santa's Toyland, you know that someone special must be very close by. And Mannika's here and Christina's here. What do you think? You want to go home or what? Oh, a mighty good idea. I would say, yes, the excitement is building.
Well, speaking of excitement, Sandy, this is the exciting sound of the E.L. Crossley Marching Band.
Joining us again for the 6th year, this band comes from Fonthill, Ontario, but their music has been heard all over North America.
And today, of all days, they had another claim to fame. They have the distinction of playing right before Santa's official arrival to town.
Reindeer.
And behind them, one more symbol of the North Pole, a whole herd of polar bears. How about that? They've chosen a good day to go for a walk.
Merry Christmas.
This is it.
This is it, John. He's arrived. The man of the hour has arrived.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for, the moment that every kid waits for all year, and to their delight, he's arrived on a spectacular boat direct from the North Pole. Now look at that incredible ice bridge his sleigh is crossing.
It's fantastic. There's all the reindeer.
Okay. But I'll come to your house anyway.
There's Santa. It's fantastic. Surrounded by walruses and seals and polar bears and all the special elves there. Santa in his sleigh. Oh my goodness, it looks wonderful.
What an arrival.
I love you. Merry Christmas.
Well, we've got a fantastic view up here, but I'm sure the view from down the street has an excitement all its own. What's it like, Sandy?
It is amazing. It's awesome. It's incredible. I don't know. What do you think, kids? Is it exciting?
Yes.
Doesn't he look great?
Yes.
What's your name?
Kate.
Kate and?
Justine.
Well, I hope you're enjoying the Santa Claus parade. And Santa Claus looks terrific.
Bon Natal. Joy Noel.
What a beautiful sight,
Merry
Faye.
Christmas. John, Faye, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Santa.
Hi, Santa.
Herman, Snowden Mountain. Merry Christmas, John. Merry Christmas, Faye. I love you.
Merry Christmas.
Take it easy. Merry Christmas. Joy Noel.
Isn't that fantastic? There's Santa on his way, having a great time.
Well, an annual tradition has returned. The Santa Claus Parade has officially come to town. And with Santa's arrival come all the memories of Christmases gone by and the anticipation of the season to come.
And you know, we count on those memories, and that's why we appreciate the generosity of the people who support us year after year. So once more, we'd like to remind you of who those nice people are, and we hope that you'll remember their names too.
Well, we're going away for just a moment, but we'll be right back, so stay with us.
For Christmas. You good boys. Who's going to leave chippies and milk out for old Santa? Oh, okay. Good, that's the way. Merry Christmas.
I can build it big or small, learning how to...
Santa Claus has come to town, and kids all over the world are feeling better knowing that he's here.
And now we would like to turn our thoughts to the true meaning of the season, the family and friends who make our lives fuller. And we would also like to thank our friends Chantal Ra and Jacques Auger for sharing this day with us again.
And our Russian friends, Herman Solomatin and Nelly Pietkova.
And of course, we can't forget one other special person in our lives, and I'm sure that Sandy has a few thoughts he would like to add right now.
Well, Santa's magnificent arrival is a tough act to follow, but I would like to add my special Christmas wishes for you, and that would be, may your ribbons never tangle, may your baubles never break, may your bells always jingle, And may this day and every day be filled with happiness and joy. And a very Merry Christmas to you. And I have a few friends here who would like to say something too. What do you say, kids? Merry Christmas to all of you, and Merry Christmas, Faye and John. See you next year. Bye.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
Sandy.
Christmas, Sandy.
And once again, the Santa Claus Parade has come to an end. But now, as we remember what made it so wonderful, let's look at the names of the people responsible for making it the biggest, best Santa Claus Parade in the world.
You know, every year they surpass their own brilliance. I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with next year.
Well, you're going to have to wait. But in the meantime, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much for being with us. Merry Christmas to one and all. See you next year.
Sure.